A 26-year-old guy walks into his boss's office at a prestigious financial firm in New York City and says, "I'm quitting to sell books on the internet, out of my garage." His boss took him on a long walk through Central Park, listened carefully, and then said something most people would agree with. "That sounds like a really good idea, but it would be an even better idea for someone who didn't already have a good job." That 26-year-old quit anyway. His name was Jeff Bezos. Today, Amazon is worth over $1.7 trillion. Jeff Bezos became the richest man in the world. And the person who had that really good job, nobody remembers his name. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The advice that sounds smart is usually the advice that keeps you stuck. In this video, we're breaking down the real story behind Amazon's founding, not the sanitized version. The messy, terrifying, nobody believed in him version, and the lessons hidden inside it that apply to anyone building something in 2026. Because here's what nobody talks about. Jeff Bezos didn't have a magical idea. He didn't have special funding. He just made different choices. And those choices are the only reason he's a billionaire and everyone else who laughed at him is still working a job they don't love. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button. We break down billion-dollar decisions like this every single week, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Let's get into it. Before we unpack these lessons, quick reality check. Here's the number one reason most people never act on opportunities like this: mental overload. They hear about Amazon. They hear about the next big thing, but they're so mentally exhausted from their current job, their stress, their overthinking, that they never pull the trigger. Many successful entrepreneurs quietly use simple tools to reset mentally and maintain focus during high-pressure decisions. If that resonates with you, there's something in the description that might help. All right, let's talk about the choice that changed everything. Lesson number 1: regret minimization. Here's what most people don't know. Jeff Bezos didn't quit his job because he was certain Amazon would succeed. He quit because he was certain he'd regret it if he didn't try. This is what he called the Regret Minimization Framework. He imagined himself at 80 years old looking back on his life. And he asked, "Will I regret leaving Wall Street to chase this internet thing? Or will I regret not trying?" The answer was obvious. If he tried and failed, he could live with that. But if he never tried, that would haunt him forever. Think about how radical this is. He wasn't chasing success. He was avoiding regret. And here's the thing. This applies to you right now in 2026. Whether you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, launching a side hustle, or quitting your job to build something. The question isn't, will I succeed? The question is, will I regret not trying? Because here's the truth most people won't tell you. You will fail at some things. That's guaranteed. But you know what's worse than failure? Spending your whole life wondering what if. According to a study by Cornell University, the number one regret people have at the end of their lives isn't the things they did. It's the things they didn't do, the risks they didn't take, the dreams they abandoned. Jeff Bezos understood this at 26. Most people never understand it. Lesson number 2: gifts versus choices. Here's where it gets controversial. And this is something Jeff Bezos says that a lot of people don't want to hear. You can't be proud of your gifts. You can only be proud of your choices. Let me explain. Maybe you're smart. Maybe you're good-looking. Maybe you're naturally talented at something. Those are gifts. You didn't earn them. You were born with them. But working hard, choosing to take a risk, choosing to serve others instead of taking the easy path, those are choices. And choices are the only things you can actually be proud of. Here's why this matters. A lot of people coast on their gifts. They're smart, so they think that's enough. They're talented, so they don't push themselves. But gifts without choices lead nowhere. Jeff Bezos was smart, but so were thousands of other people on Wall Street. The difference: he chose to leave. He chose to risk everything. He chose to work in a garage when he could have had a corner office. That's what separated him from everyone else. And here's the part that might make you uncomfortable. If you're not where you want to be in life, it's probably not because you lack gifts. It's because you're not making hard choices. You're choosing comfort over risk, safety over adventure, the predictable paycheck over the uncertain bet. And look, I get it. That's the rational choice. But rationality doesn't build billion-dollar companies. So here's the question. Are you proud of your gifts, or are you proud of your choices? Lesson number 3. The $100 billion laugh. Here's my favorite part of the story, and it comes from an investor who met Jeff Bezos in the early days. His name is Dave, and 25 years ago, Jeff Bezos pitched him on investing in Amazon. Jeff said, "Dave, I want you to invest in my company. Someday, I'm going to be the richest man in the world. I'll do over $100 billion. Dave's response? He laughed in his face. Why? Because in 1994, $100 billion was an insane number. Countries didn't have $100 billion. The U.S. national debt wasn't even $100 billion at the time. And this 26-year-old with a garage and an internet connection was saying he'd be worth that much. Dave thought it was a joke. He passed on the investment. Today, Jeff Bezos is worth over $200 billion. And Dave? Well, he tells this story as a cautionary tale about the most expensive laugh of his life. Here's the lesson. The biggest opportunities sound ridiculous. If everyone agreed it was a good idea, it wouldn't be an opportunity. It would already be done. When Bezos told people he was going to sell books online, they laughed. When he said he'd deliver packages with drones, they laughed. When he said he'd launch people into space, they laughed. Guess who's not laughing now? And here's what this means for you. If you have an idea and people are telling you it's crazy, that might actually be a good sign. Not every crazy idea is a good idea, but every revolutionary idea sounds crazy at first. According to CB Insights, 42% of startups fail because there's no market need. But you know what's interesting? Amazon wasn't solving a problem people knew they had. Nobody in 1994 was saying, "I wish I could buy books online." Bezos created the need. That's the difference between playing it safe and building something that changes the world. Quick note here. You're probably noticing the animated visuals we're using to explain these concepts. There's a reason for that. When ideas are presented visually, not just through narration, retention goes up by over 60% according to studies on educational content. People remember what they see, not just what they hear. If you're building any kind of content business, YouTube channel, online course, or educational platform, adding simple whiteboard-style animations is one of the smartest moves you can make. We can recommend a tool called Instadoodle for this. It's AI-powered, so you don't need to be a designer. And here's the transparency part. The link in the description is an affiliate product. If you check it out and buy it, this video earns a commission. That's how affiliate marketing works in practice. Just wanted to be upfront about that. All right, lesson number 4. Career versus calling. Here's something Bezos says that most people gloss over. And it's probably the most important thing in this entire video. You can have a job, or you can have a career, or you can have a calling. And if you can somehow figure out how to have a calling, you've hit the jackpot. Let's break that down. A job is something you do for money. You show up, you get paid, you go home. There's nothing wrong with that. Most people have jobs. A career is something you build over time. You get promotions, you gain skills, you move up. It's better than a job, but it's still just a ladder. A calling is something you do even if you didn't get paid. It's the thing that makes you feel alive. The thing you think about when you're supposed to be doing something else. Jeff Bezos had a high-paying job on Wall Street. He could have had a long, successful career there, but he wanted a calling. And here's the hard truth. Most people never find their calling because they're too comfortable in their career. You make decent money. You have health insurance. You have a 401 key. And every year that goes by, it gets harder to leave. That's called golden handcuffs. And it's why most people die having never done the thing they actually wanted to do. According to a Gallup poll, only 15% of employees worldwide are engaged at work. That means 85% of people are just going through the motions. They have jobs, maybe careers, but not callings. So here's the question. What are you doing? Is it a job, a career, or a calling? And if it's not a calling, what are you going to do about it? Lesson number 5. Slow is smooth. Smooth is fast. Here's something Bezos borrowed from the military. Slow is smooth, and smooth is fast. What does that mean? It means rushing leads to mistakes. Mistakes lead to setbacks. Setbacks slow you down. But if you move deliberately, carefully, smoothly, you actually move faster in the long run. This is the opposite of what most people think. They think speed is the answer. Move fast. Break things. Ship it. But Bezos didn't build Amazon by moving fast. He built it by moving smart. He started with books because they were easy to ship, then CDs, then electronics, then everything else. It took years, but each step was smooth. Compare that to the dozens of startups that raised millions, burned it all in 6 months, and flamed out. Slow is smooth. Smooth is fast. And this applies to whatever you're building in 2026. Don't rush. Don't chase the hype. Build something sustainable. Because the people who win in the long run aren't the ones who sprint. They're the ones who pace themselves and never stop. Let's bring this all together. Jeff Bezos made a choice in 1994 that everyone thought was insane. He left a great job to sell books in a garage. People laughed. Investors passed. His own boss tried to talk him out of it, but he trusted his Regret Minimization Framework. He chose adventure over comfort. He was proud of his choices, not his gifts. He didn't care if people thought his idea was ridiculous, and he moved slow, smooth, and relentless. 30 years later, he's one of the richest people in history. And the people who played it safe, they're still playing it safe. Here's the controversial truth. Most people don't fail because they lack talent. They fail because they lack courage. They're too scared to quit the job. Too scared to take the risk. Too scared of what people will think. And that fear keeps them stuck forever. So here's my question for you. What choice are you avoiding right now because you're scared? Is it starting that business? Launching that YouTube channel? Quitting that job you hate? Whatever it is, imagine yourself at 80 years old. Will you regret not trying? If the answer is yes, you already know what you need to do. Drop in the comments which lesson hit you the hardest. And if this video gave you clarity, smash that like button and subscribe. We break down decisions like this every single week. One last thing. Jeff Bezos said it best. You can choose a life of ease and comfort, or you can choose a life of service and adventure. When you're 80, which one do you think you'll be proud of? Thanks for watching. Now stop watching and start choosing.